Hey boys and girls, my name is Modstab, and welcome to another video. So, to preface kind of why I'm making this video, excuse me, to preface why I'm making this video, me and my wife were talking the other day about how it's been such a long time since we've done a Lord of the Rings, like, binge watching session, I guess, so to speak. And that really got me thinking. There's a man by the name of Nixium here on YouTube. If you haven't heard of him, you should go check him out because I am leaving the link to his first video in the description down here. But he created something called the Lord of the Ring Challenge. At least I believe he was the one who created it. And there's a long list of rules and very specific kind of like things that you have to follow here. But let's break it down at least to the type of character that I chose. So it's a two-part challenge. The first one being you must find the One Ring. And by the One Ring, we literally mean the first ring you find, be that questing or random loot drops or anything like that. And then you have to bring that to the burning steps towards like the quote-unquote burning pit of Mordor. Okay? And then you got to destroy this guy by standing in the platform and deleting it. And fastest time naturally wins. But outside of that, you can only pick a very specific set of characters, a very specific set of classes. I'm only going to read off the ones that apply to me, as there's just a lot, and you'll have the link in the description to really check it out if it's something you're interested in. But long story short, obviously, first and foremost, you cannot die, because they did not die in Lord of the Rings, so you can't die. There's no mounts, no potions, no extra stuff like that. So you literally have to walk around. There's no assistance from other people. You got to do your thing all by your lonesome. Outside of that, first aid and cooking are allowed as professions. Because that's something you can usually see in those movies. So kudos to us. However, normally, one of the rules, normally you cannot change out of your starting gear. Obviously because they didn't change out of it in the movies. With one very specific exception to that. You can, however, change out of your gear as a warrior. Now, the exception to that rule is it has to be a gray or a white piece of armor. You can't just put anything on. And naturally, like your trinkets, necklaces, and rings like that, they do not count as a piece of armor, so you still cannot equip those guys. The next rule that is going to apply to us is you can upgrade your weapon, but it can only be gray, white, or green in quality. You cannot have anything blue or anything like that. And something that's very specific to a dwarf is going to be that you can equip the very first blue helmet that you get. So when you first get that rare piece of armor, you can put it on as long as it's a helmet. That's the long and short of the rules. Outside of that, we are just on an adventure here. We're going to find our ring. We're going to bring it to Mordor, and we're going to kill it. Now, I know this challenge in general has some really cool rules. Like, for instance, if you were to pick, let's say, a dwarf, or a gnome, excuse me, that does allow you to wear the One Ring and use its stats to your benefit. So, that will allow you to kind of get a little bit of an edge on that. Now, if you're a mage, you can wear primarily any robe that's predominantly white. There's just a huge list of things, and I thought it was such a good challenge since me and the wife were just reminiscing about, you know, all your beautiful Lord of the Rings trilogy. Quintrilogy. Okay, so watching the extended versions of those guys, you will have to allot a flippin' week of watch time just straight up. You'll have to tape your eyes open so that you can stay awake. I know that's not really how it works, but holy moly, are they some long movies.
How are you?
That's okay. But I figured in the spirit of Lord of the Rings, Gimli was one of my favorite characters. His and Legolas's like relationship was just so hilarious. Like they were just trolling each other the whole time. So it was a beautiful thing. Very beautiful thing. And so in honor of that, I picked a red-headed dwarf because dwarfs have to be red-haired because they're feisty little guys. They're feisty little guys. I mean, that being said, have any of you guys ever done, like, this challenge before? Or any kind of Iron Man-esque challenge here in WoW? It's one of those challenges that I've always been interested in. You know, and with the announcement of, like, the new expansion, you know, a Battle for Azeroth kind of in a rearview mirror, I thought, you know what? I can level as many characters as I want to max level. But you can only do that so long before you just kind of get sick of it. So I thought, what better time, excuse me, what better time to start to do one of these challenges than now? Because we got a few months before the expansion will even come close to dropping. And it's just going to keep me interested in the game. Now, that being said, I've never officially completed one of these challenges. I was like, man, it would be real cool to start one of these guys. And I just get so caught up in, like, I have to get, like, 12 characters to max level. I have to do it. I have to complete this challenge. By challenge, I mean max leveling every character. But that's okay. I'm excited for this one. Because this is kind of a unique challenge in the sense where it's not a race to level cap. There's a specific objective that you're looking for. Where are you at, you flap-tapping tablets? I know you're here. I know you're here, artifacts. I know you're here. I see you. But anyways, like, it's got a very specific set of objectives. It's not just, play till you get max level. And for those of you who aren't aware, let's see if I can pull this guy up. So the Burning Steps is going to be in this region, and you're going to go, like, there's a spot in between Searing Gorge and Burning Steps where you have to get to. So all those creatures in that area are like 40, level 40-ish, level 50-ish. So it's not going to be something you can just walk up and do uncontested as soon as you get your first ring. It's got to be one of those things where you're going to have to play around with the timing of it. Do I risk it and try as soon as I get the ring to get that play time, or do I just get like level 35 so I can take a few hits and keep moving? Shrug off those smacky-doos. Also, I don't know if you guys could tell, I named my dwarf Smashydo because what do dwarfs do? They smashy-do. That's right. That's right. So these little, like, gather quests always drive me a little nuts. But it's part of the adventure. Part of the adventure. You know, I haven't completely decided whether I'm going to have these guys uncut or not, as I know these challenges are... The thing about these challenges is you want to have them as uncut as possible so people aren't like, oh my gosh, you just went to the auction house and bought a ring. You cheated. Merp, merp, merp. Because, inevitably, that's going to happen. But you know what? I'm not good enough at this game to worry about that. So, even if I did buy from the auction house, I would probably die right away. There'd be something inevitably would happen. You get raided by a bunch of orcs, and they just beat the crap out of you, steal your one ring, and then laugh at you and tie you up and throw you into a spider pit. Excuse me.
What can I get for you today?
Oh. It could just be me, but don't like your standard like dwarven like structures and like towns and layouts. Like they always seem so cozy. Hello, monk trainer. How are you? They always just seem so cozy. I know. In actuality, this would be freaking cold. It's like living in Wisconsin. Oh, wait a minute. I live in Wisconsin. So this would be a normal day for me. I could walk around in shorts and t-shirts, except that's not what I do in Wisconsin winters. I'm one of those little weird baby boys who just, I gotta have my warmth, okay? I'm a baby boy. I think the thing that's going to be most awkward about this is the fact that just not being able to upgrade as a warrior is going to make it so much more difficult, because there's this point as a warrior where you're kind of you're very gear centric. You can't just run around and expect to destroy all the things. And it's kind of a nice change of pace as well, coming from like the whole like power leveling like mentality. I just get all the 1 through like 100 gear, and then you just burst your way all the way to max level. So it's a little different. A wee little different. Excuse me. If you can't tell, I am officially getting over cold. So I might get some coffee dews up in here. I suppose I don't need those anymore. Oh! Yes. By the way, if you can't tell, I got a new microphone. If you can't. I might have peaked there, but you know what? I'm excited. So if you guys have been watching the last video, I don't know why I said if you guys have been watching, because it's only been one video, which was like 2 days ago. I had a I had a little incident where my microphones were dying. Okay? And by dying, I mean they were just... They were making loud, obnoxious noises like that the whole time. And it was so frustrating. Like, we must have had, like, a surge come through the house or something like that that totally wiped everything out. The long story short is I had to, like, test, like, 3 different microphones, see what I could get to work. And eventually it just came down to the fact where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use the mic I bought for my camera. I know it's not ideal. I know it's not the most perfect microphone setup on earth. But it's a microphone that doesn't sound echoey like a webcam microphone. So I was a little salty in the last video, and I was a little, like, flustered. So I was kind of all over the place. Now I know, like, I'm usually all over the place, but we're talking, like, all over the place. I had to, like, recap, like, multiple times. I keep forgetting you can only do specific wolves. Such a silly little quest here. There you are, little guy. Come to Daddy. Daddy will kill you. Daddy will destroy you. But Daddy loves you. Yes. But I was so all over the place because I was just like... Excuse me. Every time I talked, I was, like, worried. And I still a little bit am because I'm hoping, but I doubt it, but I'm hoping it's not my audio interface. But every time I, like, kind of peek over, every time you see me peek over, even if it's just a glance in my eyes... It's because I'm worried about my, like, microphone setup, like, peaking, so that it kind of screws everything up, and I just got this hideous, like, gargled noise. Oh, man. Oh, good times, though. Good times. But yes, I got a new microphone. I went with the Rode NT1000. I'm a huge fan of Rode microphones. I feel like they fit the range of my voice pretty well. I don't have a deep, barreling, booming voice. I'm a pretty tenor-esque voice. So it's a little higher pitch, which means I need a microphone that's going to pick that up pretty clearly, without any distortion. And so far, I'm really liking it. Stop it! Stop it. And so far, I'm really liking this microphone. I like the tones that it brings out. It sounds pretty natural. You know, it's not perfect. It's not exactly what I sound like in person, but it's very, very close without going into super expensive microphones. So I'm really enjoying it, you know? It's good times. It's been such a long time since I just went through the starting areas. I just kind of did my thing. Part of the reason I've decided to do this particular series, we'll probably do it every Wednesday. Part of the reason I decided to do this series is it's so relaxing. You always get so caught up in the idea of, like, you just have that grind, that daily grind. Like, I have to get gear, I have to level fast, you know, like with the new expansion coming out pretty soon. I want to have one of every max level character, which is awesome. But sometimes you just get sick of the grind, you know? I think the big thing for me is I'm trying to do a lot of the achievements in the quote-unquote off-season or the pre-course of the new expansion, like getting certain mounts or getting certain titles and things like that. You know, so there's that. And that does keep you entertained for quite some time because there is a lot of achievements in World of Warcraft. But you can only do that so long before you kind of get drove crazy. So that's the moral of the story. Oh, the good old sprite. The good sustenance. The sustenance.
Well met.
And for those of you that get driven a little nuts by not reading, like, quest dialogue and things like that, I apologize. Stop it. Oh my goodness, that was like the most awkward thing I've ever done. Long story short, I've been through this a lot, so I don't want to read, like, the dialogue. Now, if that's something you guys enjoy, I can definitely slow it down a little bit. But my goal here is to try to, although I'm not necessarily playing this competitively, I'm not necessarily looking to get the highest score or the quickest time in this challenge. It does give me something to shoot for, you know, like the quickest time is something to shoot for, and it's a cool little challenge, you know. So at the end of this, I want to be able to screenshot it, you know, and have something to be proud of. So until you guys complain about it, I don't want to read the dialogue chat. I mean, it's important, and I get that, but it's just like dialogue chat, you know. After you've been through it like 5 or 6 times, you're like, you get sick of it. Just loot all these bad boys. Okay, let's see. Instead of trying to fight everything in that specific area, we'll go around and get all these little dibbly-doos over here. And then we'll just kill people on the way, because that's what we do. Because we Smashydo. Excuse me. Now, I will be clearing my throat periodically. If you can't tell, occasionally after I talk long, it'll get like this gargly buildup. It'll just phlegm, I think, is the technical term, if we're being official here. Okay, my goal is to kind of burst level. I think what we're going to try to do, guys, is we're going to try to burst to like level 35. Then we're just going to go for it. We're going to go ham. See if we can't go through like the burning steps or something like that. Or maybe the searing gorge. I haven't decided yet. Whichever one's easiest, let's be honest there. Excuse me. Now there's something in here. Get out of my face hole. Get out of my face hole, little troll. Where are you at? I know you're here somewhere. Oh, you gotta scout it. Oh! Look at that. Now I gotta go over here and scout this thing. And how many more do I need? No. I just gotta scout and pick up. Burp. Burp, burp, burp. Burp, 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 burp. Oh, that's the downside to Sprite. I love me some Sprite because it's got that fresh, like, brisk taste. Like, if you were to just walk outside and just shovel snow into your mouth, that's what I think Sprite feels like. You just eat that bad boy up. Hey! Thank you. Hurry up and speak so I can get out of here. Speaky-doo. Speaky-doo, deaky-doo. Fine. My refreshing, brisk taste of the snow. Aw, yeah. And those of you who haven't been following, she's sleepy doing right now, so you probably can't see her. But my little baby Roo girl, my little baby pupperdoos, she's down there. And she's pretty. She's such a pretty puppy. I love my Roo girl. I also think she can be a pain in the gluteus maximi. Stop it. She can be such a pain in the glutes, man. She is a feisty little creature. She is fickle as all can get. I mean, if she wants to play with a specific toy, or if she doesn't want to play with me, she wants to play with my wife, she will let that be known. She will not hold any punches. She is not afraid to offend. Okay?
What's on your mind?
Oh no, please tell me. Please. Oh, I gotta pick something. We're gonna go a two-handed build here.
See you soon.
You know, and as far as I know, you can't pick a specification. But even if you can, I'm not going to in this round. You know, I'm gonna go for the gusto. We're gonna try to do this as vanilla as possible. And by vanilla, I mean as plain Jane as possible. I don't mean we're throwing it back to the vanilla days. Let's see. Okay, let's go kill some more Frostmane Bloodies. Also, the two-handed weapon thing will probably help us curb some of the, like, extra damages. Because having gray or white weapons is not the most beneficial of things, you know? It's a very, very low damage, low stat, build. But we can go up to green weapons. So, I think that's what we're going to be looking for. I think the thing that surprises me most is like a green weapon from like 20s is probably gonna be just as good, if not better, than even a white weapon from like your 40s or 50s. So we're probably gonna be sticking with one of the first weapons we get here. We'll have to name our faithful, trusty weapon. Now, as a warrior, there is no way you could do this without upgrading your weapon. Oh my goodness, dude. It's real bad. It's real bad. Because they're so, like, I explained this a little earlier in the episode, but they're so, like, item-oriented. You have to have decent items or you're going to be boner out. Let's get this guy. Weak frostbolt is right. Yo, weak little frostbolt. Oh, and he gets one off. That's the downside about, like, big old two-handed weapons is they are slower than molasses in January. Or is it slower than molasses in January? I think that's the saying. I don't know, but I'm gonna beat the crap out of this guy because I can. Give me your death. Oh, we gotta kill the fire elemental. We're just gonna charge. And I'm not too worried about like rotations in this, honestly. Oh, whoa, whoa! I clicked out of screen. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I'm not too worried about the proper rotations in this. My main goal is I want to get my ring, I want to survive, and I'm gonna go for it. Let's see. We've been recording about 20-ish minutes or so. I think what I'm gonna do is probably try to do these in like half-an-hour segments so they don't get so boggled down that it's just hard to watch. Now I know in this instance we've done a pretty good job of like keeping things heater. Stay on. Okay, it gets cold. It gets real cold in my office. Anyways, I think what we're going to try to do is bring these down to like half-an-hour segments. Now, I won't have all of these uncut, I don't think. Obviously, depending on the grind of things. Or if we have some good conversations going on. Like, I'm totally fine with keeping it uncut then. But for the most part, it's kind of just a grind fest until you get that ring. And that's really when all the excitement starts, is after that. So we're probably going to see some jump cuts here and there, but I think for the first episode, we're going to go completely uncut. We're going to go all natural, but we're going to cut it off at about half an hour. So wherever we're at progress-wise, that's where we're going to end. Oh, Victory Rush! My favorite ability! Let's put it there just for now. Let's see. Dos Armoros. It's a little bit better there. Okay, so we're getting ready to move on. That's good. That's good. Excuse me again. Yeah. Also, I did get a new mouse. My trusty SteelSeries mouse of like, what, 7 years or something like that is starting to get to the point where it sticks a little bit. So I had to upgrade to my Corsair. But I'm enjoying it. It's not quite as beefy of a mouse. So, auto run. I love it. It's not quite as beefy of a mouse, so it's a little bit of an adjustment to get used to the size of it, because it's not like a boat. I swear to goodness, I had to rest my hand on my last one like that. This one's actually got a little grip to it. But I think my favorite thing about it is, like, it's hard to explain, but you have, like, what they call a snipe button on this guy. So if you move your mouse back and forth, you can see it moves pretty good. Now, if I click that snipe button, I'm moving at the same distance, at the same speed, but it really narrows the field of operation there. So it makes it a lot more accurate for those subtle sniping situations, which is so nice. Not that I play first-person shooters ever, but, you know, it's a nice feature nonetheless. I appreciate it.
I'm sure.
Darn right, you're honored. Uh-oh. Well, we were going to go through there, boys, but now the Rocky Doos are in my facey do. If you can't tell, my favorite thing to do is put do at the end of things. Like Smashydo, like our guy's name. We're gonna walkie do all the Okay, I won't do it quite that much, but you'll probably hear me use that periodically. You know, it's a little obnoxious for like, we're gonna walkie do and talkie do to this manny do. Except it's kind of fun. It's really fun to say. Like, it's a very like frigative statement, so it's got a lot of oomph to it. Like do. It's just a really potent statement. Now, as far as I know, the rules of this are as follows. You can use baggy doos. So you can use a bag. Oh, I should make sure. Okay, good. I want to make sure I don't accidentally equip like a green item that I can't use, which would make me the ultimate sads. Oh yeah, spinny doo. Oh, hello, there's a quest in here. So we need to get the Coldridge Beer Flagon. We need to get Ragged Wolfhide Cloak. We need to get leftover boar meat. Report in Karanos. Good. Oh, hello. We got the boar meat. We got the beer barrel. Now, what else do we need? This guy. Oh, it's right here. Wolfhide Cloaks. We're gonna stay warm, brothers and sisters. Yes. So this is a very blank canvas. Because like I've explained earlier, I've been like power leveling everything, so I'm so used to having just a full, like, all the things, a full inventory, a full, whatever you want to, like your character equipment. I'm so used to having like a full equipment sheet. Yeah, we got a bag, boys. Oh, no, we didn't get a bag. I want to open it. Why can't I open it? Am I flying? I guess I'm flying. It makes sense. Don't drink and drive, boys, because you'll look like me. Except I feel like it's just it's the nature of dwarves. It's such a cute little plane. Is he still in there? Is that gnome in there? Am I standing on the gnome? Oh my gosh, please. That is hilarious. Uh-oh. We have a problem with trolls and Keranos. This isn't good. The big cataclysm got the trolls all stirred up. All stirred up. That's one thing I kind of appreciate about, like, the cataclysm. So, as a whole, cataclysm kind of annoys me because it makes things very inconvenient, according to how it used to be. However, I appreciate the fact that they tied that into a lot of the story arcs of the starting areas. They didn't just leave everything as is. They just kind of updated things as a whole. So I always appreciate that with Blizzard. They're always willing to just kind of update things and refine it so that it all makes sense in the little world they created. So I appreciate that. Makes me happy. Yeah! I didn't see the little gnome on there. Okie dokie, boys. So we can't do any professions, but we can do like first aid and things like that. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll come back out and get all the quests out here in a minute, but for the time being. Do. Where's that questicle? There you are. You're the cooking train. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna train cooking right meow. Right meow.
Watch your back.
Oh, did I mention that you cannot trade for anybody? Be that you or other players. You can't really get any help from other players like grouping and dungeoning. So you literally can't really do excuse me. You really can't do much of anything on that front. So I guess we'll make this our little inn. Not that I plan. Oh, Murphy, Murph. What do you got for me? Hey, we did get a bag. Look at that. We got a little cloaky do. Look at us go. Look at us go. Let's see here. So we're gonna hand that off to some noobly doobly doo. Boar ribs and all that good happy stuffs.
What's on your mind?
Thank you. And by thank you, I mean you're welcome for doing all your quests. Wonder if they're gonna ask me to go to Iron Forge. Fire Griffin, Iron Forge. You know what? I'll do that later because we're climbing right on that half-an-hour segment, which is actually perfect. We get to Keranos, we get all our quests picked up and all that kind of stuff. We got some, like our first aid and cooking ready. That being said, let's go ahead and pop in here. Let's pop in here. So we've been recording for just barely over half an hour now. There's no seats. I just want to sit down at a table and enjoy myself. Is that so hard to ask? Fine, I'll just sit here. Thank you guys so much for joining us in the first episode of the Lord of the Ring Challenge. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment down in the section below. And also check out that link in the description linking to Nixium's first video because that's super important. That's ultimately where I got the idea from. Or I shouldn't say the idea, but it's where I got the rules, I guess, so to speak. And I'm excited to continue this, but thank you guys once again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Toodles! I love this part.